So, I guess if someone's watching this, they're probably, getting bombarded with, commercials on television, hey, if you've been, injured at Camp Lejeune, contact our law firm for a consultation, and they're starting to think, you know what, I think I may have a claim, my father, my mother, maybe yourself suffered one of these illnesses that you've mentioned. Um, I guess sort of what is the sort of the first step that someone needs to take or can take to sort of join this litigation and really preserve their rights? Because as you mentioned earlier, there is a 2-year time frame to file a lawsuit. And a lot of times people are, they're hesitant. They sometimes try to forget what's occurred in the past. But I guess in your, legal expertise, what would you suggest someone do if they think they may have a potential case?
Absolutely. Well, given the wide area provided by the government and the types of conditions and the types of potential 30-day rule requirement, it opens us up to a host of possibilities. So if you have had a family member, your parents, for example, that passed away from a cancer, an autoimmune disorder, or the like, and they were stationed there in the 1960s, you should contact an attorney like John and myself to work and discuss the possible case. If you were stationed and you suffered, any of these autoimmune diseases, cancers, you had surgery, you survived, or you're in remission, but you had to go through chemotherapy, you should absolutely contact an attorney like John and myself. If you had in utero complications, so if you were at the base and your children had autoimmune disorders, were born with neurological defects, etc., you contact an attorney. Pretty much anybody, whether mostly military, but even if you're not military and you had family members stationed from contractors, the military doesn't just work within its own. They hire outside contractors to build things, to clean things, to cook things, to provide entertainment, etc. If anybody who's on that base for 30 or more days used that water, cooked with that water, brushed their teeth and washed their face with that water, was exposed to that air, they should contact an attorney. What firms like ours do, John, as you know, is it takes an army, for lack of a better term, to manage the kind of cases these are. So we're dealing with a lot of people, right? And not a lot of specific information. So we're talking about hospitalizations in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s in various parts of the country. So you need attorneys that are able to track down medical records and obtain the kind of evidentiary proof that the government demands. You as the person that's contacting us, we need some basic information from you, military records, proof that the person was there, proof that you were there during the specific time period for 30 days or more. And then it's on us as the attorneys to gather the medical records and make sure that you qualify and fit into the criteria, file your lawsuit in the Eastern District of North Carolina within the 2-year statute limitations to make sure that you're in the pot of money that's available, and then litigate and work with the government in whatever means that's going to be. We're still unsure exactly how, to get a proper amount of compensation.